What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. So in today's video, we're gonna be working on the Z. Now, I went ahead and I already removed the front bumper, popped the hood, and removed a couple components from in the engine bay, because what we're going to be doing is going to be one install today, and we're gonna be doing a couple more things to basically the front side of the Z. So I'm having it in this condition so I can pretty much do everything all in one shot. So to remove all those pieces, all that I used was a 10mm, a 14mm, and a regular plastic prying tool to get everything removed. So everything from the bumper to the front plastic piece here, to the front strut brace, and the front clip at the back, basically where the wipers are. So right now I have a regular set of standard OEM intakes with HPS silicone hoses. Now, am I seeing a power difference from that? I don't know. Some people have seen good experiences with that, along with upgraded K&N drop-in filters for the regular OEM boxes. But to get the best out of your intake system, what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna wanna pull in the freshest, coldest air possible. And that for my car is the frontmost part of the vehicle. Taking a look at the front of the car, the inlet for the intakes is found right here. So we have one on the passenger side and we have another one found on the driver's side. So each one of those holes leads to inside the intake system. Now, what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be replacing everything pre-throttle body with an upgraded set of Stillen aftermarket long tube intakes. So these come with pre-oiled filters, all stainless components. This here is all 2.5 inch, and it also comes with installation instructions along with all the hardware, clamps, and hoses that we're going to need to get this job done. So with that being said, let's remove the OEM intakes. So to begin with the disassembly, we're gonna have to first unplug the MAF sensor that's found right here, and the same thing found on the passenger side. After that, you're gonna have to disconnect the little connector that's found on the stock airbox, push it out, and set this aside. After that, using a 10mm socket, you're gonna unscrew the 10mm bolt found here, take it out, and then following that, you're gonna disconnect the connector that's found up here. That's connecting the intake tube to the throttle body. Now, once you remove that, we'll be able to lift this up and out. However, there's going to be one connector right here that's gonna be for the PVC system that you're gonna have to undo and pull out. Now, we're gonna be keeping this in the car. However, you'll be able to pull out on this part here, and you'll be able to slide up the intake box straight up. Just be careful when you're pulling this out because this is still connected. Using some needle nose pliers, squeeze down on the clamp and slide this out. You can then go ahead and lift the entire intake assembly out of the car. You can then repeat the exact same thing for the passenger side. Next up on the front of the car, there's gonna be this little bracket that has this wiring connector hooked up to it. So we're gonna have to disconnect this by removing the 1, 2, 3 10mm bolts. Once you take all 3 of them out, this bracket you'll have to swing down and let hang right here. Now on the little bracket that we removed, if you spin it backwards, you'll be able to see all the connectors that are securing it up to the actual metal bracket. So if you just push these little connectors in, you should be able to bring all these connectors out. So this wiring harness, the hood release cables, the airbag, and the horn connectors, all of this you can remove from here easily. Take your time with this, try not to break these plastic clips. And then take this bracket and set it aside. So here comes the fun part. So the intake filter is gonna be sitting about here, and there's gonna be a pipe that goes from the filter through that hole, and then it leads up to the throttle body. So what we need to do is actually make a little bit of space down in here. So this hole is smaller than 2.5 inches, which means the intake won't be able to fit on its own. So what we need to do is disconnect the little 10mm bolt that's found on top, and then unclip that little connector in there. What that's going to do is it's going to allow us to remove the little plastic piece down here that feeds the air from the front to the back. So this is all one piece, and if you come up front, you'll be able to see the entire thing moving. So the little clip on the bottom and that 10mm bolt up top are what we're gonna need to remove to take this out. And then with some needle nose pliers, just clamp the little connector on the bottom, and you should be able to pull it in towards the engine bay. It looks like this. So we're gonna have to take out the exact same thing that's found on the passenger side because we have this same little restriction found in the car. So the way these intakes get installed is you have the filter up front, you have this 2.5 inch pipe that goes from the front of the car through that hole, and then it goes all the way up to the secondary pipe and then to the throttle body. So you're gonna have a couple silicone couplers that are gonna be connecting everything together, like here and there. You're gonna have to connect up the MAF sensor right in here. We're gonna take that off of the old intake pipe, but in order to get this 2.5-inch pipe here to install through that hole, is you actually have to clearance that little port in there. And let me show you how to do it. So no matter which way you look at this, you are not going to be able to get this pipe in that hole without clearing the little plastic piece in here. So this plastic piece is replaceable. If you do mess up, you can buy a new one. However, all that we need to do is just like trim off a little piece on the inside part here so that this will give us enough space to put this pipe through it. Now, take note, on the driver's side, you'll have these AC lines. Be careful of them. On the passenger side, you don't have them. So I already went ahead and did the passenger side one, and I used a hole saw bit to open this up. So using my drill and a 2.5-inch bit, what I'm gonna be able to do is just go slightly over top of the AC lines, and I'm gonna drill into the side here only. So only on the inside part of this hole. So here only, not this. And then after you take off a little piece off the side, it should give us enough space. And as you can see, that fits. So I'm just gonna sand off these sides here just so that it's nice and smooth, and I'm gonna go ahead and install this pipe through this hole. So you literally have to like finesse it into place because it's quite tight, the location that it's going into. But she fits. So that's the secondary pipe, and then the smaller one here mounts up with this angled part up to the throttle body. We have to put our old sensor right here in for the MAF sensor, and then we've got to connect it all together. So with the old box, we're going to be using an 8mm wrench or a socket to take off the MAF sensor. So there's going to be 2 little connectors or 2 bolts. You have to take them out. So all that you do is transfer over this entire setup along with the 2 bolts to the new Stillen piece. So try to keep it in the same orientation as before. So just take note of it before you take it out and just install it in the same way. It slides right in using the same 8mm bolts. Tighten it all up and then secure this into place. So when installing all these pipes together, we're going to be using different couplers and clamps. So the way that I found to distinguish between these two is the clamp that looks like this, the T-clamp. This one here connects up down lower to this component here, so to the primary pipe. Once you use both of those and this Stillen coupler, the regular one, you'll be able to use that onto there. And then following that, if we move up towards the throttle body, we'll be using these clamps with the reducer coupler. So this here is a smaller size, and then it opens up to a larger size to fit onto this throttle body. So with that being said, be sure to put both the clamps on before you put both sides in, and then just put everything here together. So this here slides into that. Now for this piece here, you know, you guys can choose to make this as fancy as you want, but I'm gonna have it so that you can see the word Stillen. Slide the coupler right over top of the pipe as much as you can until it basically hits the welds for the bung. Be sure to put both of the clamps on there. You can slide out the bottom piece and it should fit right in there nice and snug. Now, once you have that in, this should be pretty much butt to butt with the metal. So this here should look something like that. So you've got the 2 clamps, the coupler, and then you just clip in this connector here for the MAF, tighten all this up, and then we should be in business. Before this here all gets tightened up, you wanna make sure that you can put the filter over top of the pipe on the bottom side. If you can't, well, you've got a problem. All right, so the install is pretty much now complete. So I have the driver side intake in. This one here was a pain in the to install. So if you take a look right here underneath, there was pretty much this exact thing, but this was useless on this side. So I used a tool of mine to cut this off. I use this tool here from Milwaukee. It's a cordless Dremel, basically. And it uses the exact same M12 batteries as the ratchet that I'm using as well. However, with that knocked out of the way, it gave me enough space to install the intake down here on the driver's side. And then following that, in the kit, you're gonna find basically this tube here, but a lot longer, and you're gonna trim it up so you can fit it in between the intake pipe itself and the PCV hose on the driver's side. You're gonna wanna do the exact same thing for the passenger side. Once that's done, the install is going to be complete. So right now, it's just a matter of reinstalling everything back on the car. So we've got the 3 bolts here. 1 second. We've got bolt 1, 2, 3 that needs to go back in. And then following that is everything else. But the intakes are in. Sounds good if you guys ask me. Now next up means, well, I just got to get a tune. Now one last finishing touch that I want to touch up on the Z is I want to turn this intake because the little seam is facing forward and I don't exactly like that. But other than that, the install's complete. Filters are in. Next up, headlights are coming out. So guys, I have no clue if this on its own will be making more power than stock, but I do know for a fact that I'm going to be getting it tuned to take advantage of all the extra hardware upgrades that we've installed in the car. So what you guys saw today is pre-throttle body. Now we've installed cold air intakes, we've installed ported upper and lower manifolds, we've installed long tube headers, and we have a full catback exhaust system. Now, we're pretty much full bolt on. At this point, all that we need next is the tune, and then we can throw this thing on the dyno. So we have a baseline of 287 horsepower. We'll see how much more power we're going to be able to get with this entire setup. Guaranteed it's gonna be a lot more. I have no clue what I'm gonna be shooting for. If it makes more than 310-ish, I'll be happy. I'm aiming for like 325-ish, but I don't wanna get my hopes too high. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to find any of the tools you guys saw in this video or the products like the intakes, you guys can find more information in the description box. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys are following on Instagram. I put teasers and I get you guys updates as to what I'm doing every single day, so be sure to follow me on there. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.